Like it's interesting. I think mobile as a strategy. So it's not a mobile app per se, right? You have to look at this more as kind of a dogma, if you will. Is it because it's about mobility and reaching either your employees, your customers, your vendors, whatever, and that we don't know what those pieces are yet. We just want to know that you want to go mobile. It could be partially web, it could be a mobile application, it could be some just data exchanges in real time through web services or something like that. But it's about looking at stuff about being mobile. The other part that I think is a mainstay, but ways to do it have evolved, is process automation. Right? There's so many things that create redundancies in organizations that, to look at those, it's actually to analyze these things, it's a challenge, right? When you ask somebody what their pain points are, it's like they can only see their little piece of the river, right? They don't know how far downstream something either was manifested or how quickly it passed through their hands. So there's a challenge to figure out where process automation can be seen end to end and applying technologies around that. So if you're talking about actual tools, it could bore you with kind of syntax languages and stuff, but I think it's irrelevant because there's another thing that's happened over the last 10 years. I think like 15 years ago, perhaps, we were doing a proposal. Someone would say, okay, what tools, what's going to be the IDE, and how do you annotate, blah, 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 blah. And those are all really still important to other technical teams. But if you had a problem and you came here, you don't want to know the process. You just want to have faith and trust that it's going to work. So I would only say the stuff that's hot is that people are really opening their eyes to the fact that technology, the spectrum of available consumable technology is so broad. That I think that's the exciting part. It's the palatability of technology to solve problems has grown so much. People used to think about, like, they go to work and they go, that's the system we used, and you suffered with it. If it didn't do what you wanted to do, you figured out a way around it. You're like, oh, I'll make my own Excel spreadsheet, I'll make this Word doc, I'll pass this, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do any of that ever. And I think now people know that that's the case, so they challenge those, kind of incumbent systems to say, well, we're not doing it. We're not going to do that. It's a redundancy, so we're going to look for other solutions.